We're out here for the Aurora. I've got a big problem. The moon. Stats are really good, so I use the Glendale app by Andy Stables in Sky, who runs it. It's really useful because you get a map. You can see that there. You get a map of kind of who shouted that they've seen it. So, for example, Dundee, Orkney, Shetland, all the usual places. 10:30 on a Friday night, as you do. The moon doesn't set till midnight. I don't fancy staying here till midnight, but we're giving it a bash anyway. So at the moment we've got a lot of ambient light from the moon, which is killing, I think, any potential Aurora. I'm shooting at 2.8, 16mm with ISO 1600, sort of 15 seconds or so. Like I say, people always ask, you know, what's the best settings for the Aurora. So the rule of thumb is that you want to shoot wide, so the widest lens you have, because you're going to get more of the sky. So, you know, 16mm. A lot of people use the Riken 14mm, or there's the Irix 15mm. It's quite common lens, or the Samyang 14mm, which are great for obviously getting huge amounts of the sky in the shot. But you can obviously panel if you don't have, maybe you've got a 24mm or whatever. A lot of people say, you know, you can't get it with a slower lens, so something like a kit lens, which maybe goes down to f3.5. It's absolutely possible. You just have to boost the ISO, and if you get a bit savvy with the way that you stack images, maybe in Photoshop or whatever, you can get some great results. And there's people that get superb results with just a kit lens. But like I say, the faster the lens, the better. So I'm going to shoot at 2.8, which is the widest I can get this lens. Some people have maybe 1.4s, 1.8s. Are excellent as well, but when it comes to shooting the Aurora, you want as fast as you can, so 2.8 in my case, and then it's just a kind of playing with the settings. So if it's a really bright show, then you're not going to need to boost your ISO nearly as much. So I'm shooting at ISO 1600 for about 15 seconds, but if I get Aurora, what I'll be doing is trying to knock down my shutter speed to be between 8 and 10 seconds to try and capture a bit more structure and keep the stars nice and sharp, and just play with the ISO in terms of to get the right exposure. It's nice to get some decent foreground, but the problem I have is that it's just seeing it in the first place. So if it becomes visible, then I may move and try and get a slightly better foreground, because Carrot Hill's fine, but I mean, really all there is a motorway that runs in the distance, and then you get the ambient light from Forfar and Kirriemuir in the distance. So it's not a wondrous scene, but half my battle is actually just seeing it. So we'll see. At the moment, it's just showing pretty much daylight. It seems like I'm shooting at daylight. I'm not. Just tinge of green maybe in the sky. This is our annual problem of bombing up to clear skies, rare. Moon always present when clear skies. It must be a thing. So this is what we do. We go out, we hope, and we see what we get. And you know, I have seen the Aurora with my naked eye, even during a full moon up here at Carrot Hill, which is just north of Dundee. So it's possible. We always try. Right, we have green. We have Aurora visible. There's an annoying cloud right over it at the moment. It's really windy though, so I'm hoping that moves pretty quick. There's shouts going all over the place. Perth. There was one in Carnoustie as well earlier, so we'll see. Moon's getting lower, which is good. We're 11 o'clock now, 11 PM. I'm just running a time lapse at the moment, mainly just to get a load of shots and see how it goes. So I'm ISO 1250, shutter speed 10 seconds, f2.8 at the moment. And I'm certainly getting green on the horizon, but I was kind of hoping it would maybe be a bit more colour than that. But it's relatively low on the horizon, but that's quite common for us here. You want to be a bit further north, of course. Probably darker skies. I could travel a little bit along the road in that direction, towards sort of Glam sort of distance, but I'm just going to sit here for a bit and then see. I've got golf in the morning, so I don't want to be up too late either. So I've moved along to Liberty Den. It's not as windy, it's not as cold. The Aurora is really bright and green, and I'm just sort of parked in a lay-by. There's 3 other people here, which is nice sociable photography at midnight on a Friday. In fact, half midnight on a Friday night. Still, the clouds aren't playing ball, but you can only do what you can do. So I'm running a time lapse again, and we'll see what they look like. So another night, another Northern Lights night. At the moment, again, beautifully clear, but the moon is causing all sorts of bother. There was just a spike in activity there just when I got here, so I've got a few shots, but it's kind of dropped over the last 10 minutes or so, so there's nothing really shown, so it really needs to be bright with this moon. So at the moment, it's a bit of a waiting game. What's it now? It's 11:30. The moon doesn't set till 2:30. There's no way I'm staying till 2:30. I think I'm about to be joined by one man in his Nikon and Ben Hurst from Tayside and Pictures. So we'll see what they say. I've told them to come up here. May not see what they'd hoped for. There's the threat of being drowned. I'm up here at Clato, which is a reservoir just north of Dundee. It's a good spot in terms of looking north. There's not a lot of light pollution north, and obviously there's nice reflections in the water. Shooting at f2.8, 16mm. In fact, no, 20mm, I think. Maybe 16. I think it's 16. And ISO, playing with that a little bit, but ISO 800 I've got at the moment. I'm just letting my camera run. But as I say, when I got here, it was really quite strong. But over the last kind of 10-15 minutes, it's dropped. So you can hear my camera clicking away in the background. I've just got it on I'm doing a time lapse to an extent, but I'm just taking lots of shots and just see how how it goes. So yeah, there's not a breath of air. You can certainly see it on the horizon, but just with this moon, when I look in live view on the camera, I can see it quite nicely, but just at the moment on the camera, it's not really picking up too much in the way of green, but the shots I got at the very start might be quite nice. So we'll see, but I was just playing with composition, so they're a bit of a sort of rough rough shots.